Welcome to our first official weekend review, and this is for the business week, November 6th through November 12th. And what a week for us to actually kick this off. If you're in the market to buy a new home or thinking about refinancing an existing home, this week could have been the week that kicks the trend off with lower interest rates continuing to come moving forward. Now let's take a look at what happened. So, big market mover last Wednesday that led into Thursday was the Consumer Price Index. Now this is tracking inflation, and in September it was 8.2%, and in October it was down to 7.7%. Now the Federal Reserve's goal is to get this down to the low twos. Now that is a very, very high expectation that they are trying to obtain. However, what I would note here is, and this is in my humble opinion, come December when the Fed goes to talk about this report and seeing why they're tracking inflation, that it started to slow down and now it's at 7.7%, I do believe that they are going to continue increasing the Fed funds rate. So I don't believe we're going to see this dramatic change to interest rates like we hope. However, what I do believe is that the positive sentiment that they're going to have in December, our December CPI report coming in showing that inflation continued to slow in November, is that January could be one of the first meetings that the Fed announces that they are making no change to the Fed funds rate, and then following that could potentially start with decreases. Now, if that takes place, I believe you're going to start seeing a very aggressive trend of interest rates coming back down. And then next, any additional bad news for the economy is good for borrowing money. Nobody likes to hear that initial jobs claims are up 5,000, so there's 7,000 more than what they were in October, and 5,000 more than what they were forecasted. Now this next one right here is a little bit technical, but I think it's really helpful, especially if you are currently right now waiting to lock in an interest rate because you're already in process. It's very possible because we had a gap up opening. So this was Thursday right here. So Thursday, this came in and it opened up higher than it closed on Wednesday. And what happens is that this gap here typically has to get filled within the coupon. So tomorrow, since it's a light news day, what may happen is that it opens up and then goes back to where we closed on Thursday. Maybe it doesn't. It is not mandatory that this void gets filled in the coupon, but since doing this since 2007, whenever we've seen these gap up openings or gap down openings, the coupon likes to fill that void there. So could it cause for, in the morning of whatever day it decides to do this, slightly higher interest rate, maybe some additional cost in getting the same interest rate that you were quoted on Thursday? It's very possible, but it's just something to make note of. And next, let's see what it looked like as far as interest rates go. So this is literally down from about 7.25%. FHA loan is down from about 6.75%. The USDA loan's down from 6.75%, and the VA loan is down from 6.75%. Now the payments that you see down here are principal and interest, and then for the FHA loan and the USDA loan, this also includes mortgage insurance, but these payments do not include taxes and insurance or any monthly housing expenses like HOA dues or maintenance fees. So just note that while you're looking at this, but we wanted to include this so week by week you can see and start following the trends along with us while we share this information. Now let's take a look at what's coming about next week. So one, I noted just in case that gap up opening could have an impact if the coupon, if it gets filled, right? But it should be temporary. The big market mover this week is going to be core PPI. We really need a strong report here to continue with the trend of interest rates heading back down until we get to the meeting really in December. In my opinion, again, is what I believe is going to be the largest market mover is what the Fed says based on seeing inflation slowing down. This may just be the start of rates heading down. If you'd like to be notified when we release this every single week, make sure you subscribe and smash that notification button.